What?
Hey, y'all. We just got some news.
tea.
Yeah, we got some news, and I don't know why Calissa would dare share this before we're on the air.
Because we like to talk about what we're going to talk about in the next
Okay,
one.
but then we start actually talking about it, and then
And then Sarah hits record, so
Yes.
all right.
It's time. Calissa, to you, girl.
Cole and Savannah Labrant are a famous YouTuber, family vlogger.
Do they actually have kids?
They have
Yes,
5.
Wow.
A lot.
Shoot.
Yes.
But I don't think Everly is his.
Everly is Tommy's.
Yep.
Tommy died.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
That's sad.
Yes, recently. And Everly they're trying to make her famous.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
the next
Like,
Rebecca Black. You guys
Oh,
remember,
gosh.
yeah.
Well, I
It's
think
Friday,
like John Benet Ramsey, kind of like,
Oh,
because she's
that's sad.
she's a cute girl, but like,
Yeah.
what
They're forcing her to do a lot.
I just
Exploitation.
seeing, who was that one mom on TikTok? She got canceled because she kept posting like inappropriate, like.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We talked about that on the pod.
But
On
you
the
know who
pod.
I'm talking about? It was like a cute little toddler. She's cute.
And
Oh,
they
yeah,
would give her like a
the
popsicle,
popsicle.
and like make suggestive comments about her eating the popsicle.
ew.
It was terrible.
Yes. But I'm not that they're not doing that, but like
So
That's always
it
a
like
worry
falls in
when
the
you
realm of
put
like
your
when you
kids-
post your kids so much, like Ruby Frankie.
yes.
Anyone watching that documentary?
No.
I'm watching it.
It's on my
So-
list.
Yes and no. I've seen clips
Yes.
that are terrifying. But on that note, there used to be a program that you could put in someone's Instagram handle and it could tell you demographics about who follows them. And Everly's personal Instagram account has over 70% adult men following her.
Ew.
And they continue to post her in cheerleading outfits, in these dance costumes, in these suggestive whatever, knowing that that's the audience that she's reaching.
And
Because
what
of
you were saying is that you were
money.
claiming that these people were like hardcore Christians.
They did a documentary about abortions, a pro-life, anti-abortion documentary that was
They did
actually,
the Labrant family.
Interesting.
they teamed up with whatever company,
organization.
yes, an organization to do it. It was very poorly done, very, very poorly done.
So money.
Yes.
Upsetting.
Which I'm all, I'm all for making a documentary about both sides, right? Whatever, but like it was so poorly done.
Ew.
That's just like you're hurting
more
a cause
one-sided.
at that
Yes.
point.
They were definitely hurting the cause. So they've been on YouTube, internet for a long, long time.
Yeah, Hannah said Vine. They originally were Vine people.
Cole was originally
mostly-
Vine, and then what's the first TikTok? Was it Singingly or
Oh,
something?
Musically.
Musically, yes. Singingly.
I mean, same difference.
That could be,
honestly.
yeah.
But Savannah and Everly were popular on
Okay, got
there.
I mean, they're cute.
Yeah. They're a
pretty.
very good-looking
They are.
family. Yes.
So like that's just like right there, the public image.
Yes. And now they talk about a lot of their content focused around healthy sexual relationships in marriage, which is
Oh, that's nice.
interesting. And then now they just did this app. It's called Bear Fruit. And then it's like encouraging you to like
Okay.
make babies and bear fruit.
Okay.
And is what I got from it anyway. And they are launching within the app a very special like live stream, and it was kind of suspicious about like, oh, not everybody's right for this opportunity, and only the strongest are going to make it, and all of this stuff. And it turns out it's an MLM, Neo
Focusing
Life.
on what? Supplements?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yes. So that's the big drama.
Boy.
And I follow Hannah Alonso on YouTube. If you don't follow her, she's the best anti-MLM content maker on YouTube. And I love it. I love her. She's like deep diving, investigating into this. And
love
she got
it.
like on the Zoom call that,
Really?
yes.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, she's like way into it.
She's like, what's that? Investigative journalism?
Yes. She's great.
on the
So
inside.
shout out to Hannah Alonso. I'm sure you listen to our podcast. I love you.
You can share it to her. Take her in the thing.
Yeah.
I will. I'm going to do it.
Because I'll forget. I don't know who
Yes.
that is. So
Yes.
tag her.
Dagger. So that's what brought it up, is I just got a notification that she posted a new video about it. So I'm like,
Ooh, on your way
Got it.
home, you're like,
Got
listen to
get
it.
out of here to listen to it.
Can't
so
wait.
yeah.
Can't wait.
So yeah.
So that is your documentary, like, because this is an episode. We're gonna focus more on documentaries that we've watched
Yeah.
recently, and like they're just interesting. I mean, They're sad, interesting, and like makes you think. I just got done watching the Natalia Grace documentary on HBO Max.
Okay, tell me who that is because the name sounds familiar, but I don't recall.
She
situation.
is a dwarf
Okay.
who was adopted from it starts with an
Yes.
S.
South America.
Not South America, like yeah.
Oh, Slovenia. Oh, interesting. So
Yeah.
she's Czech.
Like, yeah.
She's Slavic or something.
Yes. So she was adopted into a family, and they were told that this little girl has dwarfism. And they're like, okay, we'll take her. And then all of a sudden, there was a weird shift.
This is not the one who said that she had dwarf, or who said that she was a child, but really she was like a 30-year-old, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, shoot.
This is that. This is that.
Is Ellen
Okay.
Pompeo in it?
Got it.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Got
Ellen
it.
Pompeo is going to do a whole TV drama series about this.
Wow.
Yay.
Okay.
And since I
continue.
watched the whole documentary, I'm going to see if they get it right.
Okay, got it. Continue.
Okay.
We're excited over here.
Yes. So, yeah. In the beginning of the episode, well, it has Michael, who's just kind of, he's crazy. The documentary is weird because I would get his point of view, and then I'm like, where's Natalia? Where's the wife? They're not talking yet. And then they finally come on. Not the wife, just Natalia. And she's saying everything Michael said was a lie. So the whole time it's like, who's telling the truth?
Back and forth, back and forth.
Literally.
Yeah, okay.
Who's telling the truth? He was saying that Natalia knew that she wasn't of age, that she wasn't a
child.
what they say, she was like 5 years old. And then they went to Disneyland after they adopted her because they went to Florida.
Sure.
Went to Disney World. And then they got back to their hotel, and the mom was going to give Natalia a bath. And Michael's like, all of a sudden I hear my wife scream, ah! And he runs in there. What's going on? She has pubic hair. And they were like, what kind of 6-year-old has pubic hair? So that was like their first red flag, that like,
Something is up.
yeah. So they were both kind of weirded out by it because she's supposed to be a child. And then they took her to the hospital because she has like her feet and her back and like just all these
Maladies, yeah.
yeah. And the doctor was like, hey, I have a family who also has their child has dwarfism too. They should get together and have a play date. So they get together with this little girl. The little girl actually looks like a 5-year-old or like maybe a little younger.
Of this other family.
Yes.
Okay.
And the mom and the little girl in the documentary was like, yeah, I'm actually this age. And when I met Natalia, she was bigger than me. Like, there was no way she was 6 years old. And the mom was saying it too. They're like, yeah, she kind of freaked us out a little bit because I'm like, that's not a little girl. And Michael swears that Natalia like made her cheeks look fuller because this little girl, her cheeks were full. She just looked really
She had
youthful.
baby fat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Natalia saw that and she tried to do the like make her cheeks big. That's what he claimed that she did. And then he took a picture of both of them side by side. And he's like, Natalia looked like a freaking monster next to this girl. So then the mom's kind of weirded out. She's like, who do we have? Like this, we thought we had a little girl. And then there's claims that the mom was super abusive to Natalia. She's making her say these things. She's claiming that Natalia poisoned her coffee and everything. And Natalia, on the other end, she's like, I didn't do any of that. Like, she's the one who was abusive towards me. It was just a whole back and forth. And I'm like, I'm getting tired because I'm like, who's telling the truth? Like, I'm just getting like, I don't even know whose side to be on, really.
I've heard of this case, but I
Me too.
never
I didn't realize there was a documentary about it.
dove that
I'm
deep.
gonna have to
I'm
add
gonna have
that
to
to
do
my
it.
list.
Yes.
So then, where it became public knowledge was the mom just hated Natalia so much. And she was sick of her. And she got her an apartment in, like, the worst town, I think in Indiana. Like, the worst city with the most high crime rate. And it was up, like, these flight of stairs. And she's like, yep, bye. I guess, like, just dropped Natalia off and was like, nope, here you go. Here's the keys. Bye. Left her. And then Michael's like, yeah, we didn't hear from Natalia for a couple of days because she never gave her a phone. So she had no access to, like, anyone. And then all of a sudden, they saw that her SSI, Social Security income check, was being switched over to the Manses. It's Cynthia and Antoine, this Mans,
Okay.
that's their last name. They took Natalia in to their home, and they have like foster children. And they made it seem like, oh, that's all good loving here. We're gonna love Natalia. We're gonna give her everything she needs. But Michael's like, they took our SSI name out of her account, so they're getting her Social Security income check. And he's like, that's kind of a red flag. But I'm like, dude, you just left Natalia in an apartment by
like
yourself.
that's
people,
way
yeah.
red flag. Like,
So that's what on the news was like, couple left. I think they claimed she was 10 years old, 10 or 12, by herself in an apartment.
What?
Yes. It was insane. But then she went to the Manses, and they were just like super religious, but like to the point where it was so creepy. And I'm like, that's weird. And then, yep, the other part was like, yep, they were just as shitty as the Barnett's family. And this little girl has been passed around to each family. The first family she went to America, they were trying to get rid of her at a dwarf convention. Like, they're like, hey, anyone want this little girl? We don't want her. And then they went to
How do you spend all that money on adoption and then be like, yeah, I don't want you?
don't want you. So they go to
what?
dwarf conventions to like, hey, anyone want this? Anyone want this child?
That's terrible.
Yeah. So then they went to a shady adoption place, and that's where they met the Barnetts. The Barnetts took her in. The mom hated her, just hated her, and like was trying to pass her off. Like, I don't care about her. Then she went to the Manses. They made it seem like they were one big happy family. Everyone's just loving God and living in peace and harmony. Where in reality, they were stealing from her, stealing from all their foster children's, and they were super abusive. And then now she's with the DePauls, they are a dwarf family. The father, the mother, the daughter. They wanted to adopt Natalia in the first place, but they didn't have the funds to. But they've always kept in contact with her.
I just wonder
So
the truth.
exactly.
Like, how old is she really? And did she know that she wasn't that old?
I mean, how would you not know?
I don't think she knew, but they did a bone density test, and I think they said like, yes, you were 12 when you were in the apartment, and you were, I can't remember the age. It's so flip floppy. Like, this documentary was like driving me bonkers because I'm like, I don't even know how to keep track of all this.
Yeah.
But now I see that Ellen Pompeo, she's going to be in a new drama series. And when I was watching it, I'm like, what the heck? And right away, they're like, oh, they're going to talk about Natalia Grace. So I'm curious to see how that's going to go.
It's like her big debut after
Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
Was that literally all she's been in the recent years?
For like a decade.
Wow.
Over.
Yeah, over a decade.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'm like, oh, that'll be nice to kind of see her. Because this woman was crazy. But she didn't want to speak to any of the documentary people because she's like, this documentary is a joke. And I'm like, well, you got in trouble. So
Yeah.
of course you're not going to want to talk.
Right.
So that's what I've been watching.
Dang.
So if anyone knows about this case and you've heard things, like, let us know. Let me know.
Wowza.
Yes. It's insane. So, like, again, that kind of falls in, like, the family, like, because the Manses were, like, exposing Natalia. They went on the Dr. Phil show, trying to say Natalia's side of the story, and they took the Dr. Phil money. And they just like, hey, Natalia, can you, like, we're going to take this money. Is that okay? And she's like, okay. And they bought, like, a brand new house and everything with this money. Because when the DePauls were like, hey, where's Natalia's money? Because that money is supposed to go towards surgeries and doctor's appointment. I mean, just
Medical care.
just anything Natalia needs. And they were like, you don't need to worry about that. And she's like, actually, I do. So it was a whole case between the DePauls and the Manses trying to get Natalia's money. And the DePauls were like, they're stealing from you. You don't realize this because I think it's called Stockholm Syndrome, where you just don't want to, like, disobey them because you're scared of them.
Yeah.
So I think that's what Natalia was going through. This poor girl. Poor girl.
You have to watch that. Put it on the list.
Yeah, because I heard that she was like psychotic.
That's what the mom made it seem. But
Yeah.
Natalia's like, no. But then when she lived in an apartment by herself the first time, all the neighbors just couldn't stand Natalia because she was, like, not breaking into their homes, like breaking a window. She was just opening their doors and, like, going into their fridge. But I think she was like
hungry.
she was 12.
Yeah.
I think so. Like, imagine like the mentality of a 12-year-old. Like, you're by yourself.
Yeah. How do you get food?
She was
You
kind of
don't-
creeping everyone out because she literally wouldn't like leave him alone. Like, she didn't have that like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm done with this conversation. Can you
Yeah,
leave
social
now? Leave my
cues.
house
Yeah.
and like leave. She wouldn't.
Yeah.
So like that whole neighborhood just really didn't care for her because she just freaked him out.
Yeah.
So it drove me bonkers.
Scary how many shitty people are in foster care. I mean, not the people that are in foster care, but how many like families that are crappy.
Well, and just they wanted the funding.
Yeah.
And that's how they got where they got.
Yeah.
Because they were stealing from all of their funds. And then he tried to start a church service.
Well,
so
of
he was
course.
doing church too in their home. Yeah. But I'm just like, because when she went to go face Michael Barnett, face to face, they were praying, like deep, intense praying and everything. And I'm like, that just doesn't seem real. Mm-hmm. It just seems like for show.
Yeah.
And then it turns out that they're kind of shitty people. So I'm always like, yep, I always trust my gut
Yeah.
about people like that.
We also watched, me and Hannah did. Sarah, did you watch Apple Cider Vinegar? No. Apple Cider Vinegar, Belle Gibson. Did you look up like her real videos?
Yes.
Yes.
And everyone, Caitlin Dever is the main character of Apple Cider Vinegar on Netflix. And I've seen her in other projects before. She's American. And
She is?
Yeah. She was on a Tim Allen show, Last Man Standing. And then she was on Olivia. She was with Harry Styles. Olivia.
Oh, okay. Olivia Reeves? Or no?
Nope. She was married to Ted Lasso guy.
Yes, I know who you're talking about.
She was Don't Worry, Darling.
Yes. She was on her movie with Jonah Hill's sister. So, like, she's been acting for, like, some time.
Yeah.
And then she took on this Australian. She had to be Australian.
Yeah.
And all the Australians were like, holy crap, you're American? Like,
She nailed
she
it.
nailed the accent so good that, like,
Yes.
no one, like, oh my God, you're American?
Yes.
But even they were like, even to the crying, like she cried Australian.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, she was really into this character.
Yeah.
And like, I just couldn't stand the character.
Yes.
Like she played her so well. I'm like, I just want to punch you in the face.
Yes.
Wait, so what is this about?
So she fakes having cancer.
Did I see something on TikTok about this girl?
Probably.
Maybe.
It's based on a true story.
Okay.
Fakes having cancer and then convinces everybody that she cured her cancer.
Yeah.
I want to talk in Australian accent. Because
I don't even want to attempt. Brain cancer, stage 4.
That she healed it through nutrition, food, diet, whole life living.
Okay.
And there was another girl who also was actually diagnosed with cancer and was told she needed to amputate her arm.
It was like lumps.
Yes.
I don't know what that's called, but she
interesting.
was just getting like weird like lumps.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
And they said, you need to amputate your arm. It's your only chance at survival.
But
And she
she-
said, no.
she
I'm
did
not
her
gonna."
own research and she's like, I'm going to go to Mexico because this lady in Mexico says that we can cure cancer by
Juicing and
because we're feeding the cancer with all this bad food. So she went to Mexico. I think like the lumps went away,
yeah. But then they came back and
but she was hiding it.
yes.
She's like, oh shit, my lumps are back.
Yes. So she was hiding the return of her cancer and she ended up passing away from it.
But
So it's just like the rivalry between the two. And one of them doesn't even know they're in a rivalry. And it's so good.
but like
I don't want to ruin too much, but
I love when things get ruined.
Caitlin, I don't know what that kind of behavior is called. A narcissist?
yeah.
Where like she just has to copy whatever someone else is doing.
Yes.
And like
Oh,
it's
I see.
not even like a by proxy. What's that one?
Munchausen.
It
Yes.
kind of seemed a little bit like Munchausen
Yes.
and narcissism.
Because she was like making herself sick. She faked having seizures.
wow.
She faked that. So had some empathy for her up until she faked the seizure at her son's birthday party, and then I'm like, I'm done. done with you.
But even the fact that like her, was it husband or boyfriend? He was like, okay, we're at the hospital. Are you going to go in? She's like, no.
No, don't make me. Please don't make me.
Well, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
He's like, you just had a seizure, like a grand mal seizure. You have to go see. I don't like doctors. I don't like medicine. I don't like doctors. And just like begging him, please don't make me go in there, because they knew that they would prove that she doesn't have anything.
oh, it just pissed me off so much.
So good.
Okay. Well, it's already on my list of stuff, so I'm gonna have to.
Okay.
Everyone take a shot for how many times Sarah
It's like,
says.
it's on my list.
I just don't watch TV that often, and so when I do, I've got like 75 shows.
So this is
on
what
my
you need to
list.
do. So you need to have an audio then. Play your Sims, listen to it in the background with the audio.
Well,
Yeah.
I can't because my kids are usually the ones that are like doing something. I don't want to watch that stuff in front of my kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think apple cider vinegar would be okay in front of
Yep.
the kids. Yeah, there's nothing really crazy there.
No.
Okay.
But you've been watching The Pitt.
I have. Last night I stayed up till 1 o'clock in the morning. That's why I've been yawning so much. I was trying to catch
It's
up on the Pitt.
so good
I
though.
watched like 3 or 4 episodes last night.
Did you
Everyone-
finish the episode?
Everyone in the medical
I don't
field
think
is
I finished them all.
obsessed with it. Like everybody I know, the doctors I work with, the nurses I work with, we all are talking about The Pitt, and it's so good, and it's so accurate.
And that's what kind of freaks me out is how
Yeah.
you say it's accurate, and I'm
Yes.
just like, oh.
Yes.
I really loved the redemption of that peed on guy.
Yes.
The guy that got peed on.
The schizophrenic. Yes.
Well, him too, but the guy
Yeah.
that got peed on.
Yes. Yeah.
What do you mean?
The Nochin.
Whitaker.
Yep. What did you like about? Oh,
He
like
just had a redemption. Like he caught that rat and he like met that girl and
Yes.
he
oh,
just like
okay.
he's like the guy that everyone goes to for CPR now and like he's just, he's the shit basically.
Yeah.
So I want to say, how far did you get into like the episodes of the season? Because I don't want to spoil too much for you.
I'm okay if you do spoil stuff. It doesn't bother me. I don't know what episode.
What about
I'm
you,
on.
I don't know.
watched, like,
I don't
3 or 4
know. There's some
episodes.
spoilers if you haven't caught up. So
Maybe like 9
yeah.
or 10. Episode 9 or 10. I don't
Yeah.
know.
What time is it on your episode? Do you know? You don't know. Okay. I have one to catch up on, so I'm behind by one. The nurse, my favorite nurse, hasn't got punched in the face yet. I know she gets punched in the face.
Oh, yes, that was the episode I just finished, and I was like, "What the heck, dude? How
Yeah.
dare you do that? How
Yeah.
freaking rude!"
Yeah.
So then, a little bit into the episode that you even watched, but like just the fast-paced energy of the show just seems really accurate in a hospital. And like, or Grey's Anatomy, if that happened, it'd be like a whole like
Episode.
about like nurses and talking to the advisors or the people, like just a whole thing. Where like in the episode, like nurses were like, "Hey, we're getting scared for our safety," and then he's like, "Oh, now they're going over here. Nope, them going over there," and then like ends it. And I'm like, I bet like in real life, like
Because you don't have time to just sit there
You-
for
no.
25 minutes and
No.
talk about your safety and whatever else.
You
Because
have
you're
to, like-
literally on to the next person.
Yeah.
I was this close to getting punched in the face. Just huge punch in the face.
Recently?
This is probably a year ago. Patient had just got off the cot into the bed, was not cooperating at all, was just throwing a hissy fit, a man fit. And I said, "You need to take your shirt off and get into a gown." And I turned around to get the gown, and he took and threw his shirt at me. And I turned around and I walked up to the bed. I said, "This is not how it's going to go. I am not." I don't remember exactly what I said, but I said, "This is not how it's going to go." And he turned and just, and I felt the wind from the punch like on my face. And I just like backed out of the room and I'm like, "Fuck this. I am out of here. I am done. I am done dealing with it." And I went and I pushed my red button and all of the security went in the room and I walked out of the room and I went outside for like 10 minutes and cried my eyes out. And then you had to go back in and you had to take another patient.
yes,
Like that is as much of time as you get. There's not this debriefing. There's not this administration comes down and checks on you and sees how you are. It's just
Like, they don't care.
it's
They
just
don't care,
it's
but they don't
on
care.
to the next thing. And I'm sure it would have been different if I actually had gotten punched, but I don't think I would have gone home.
No, I doubt it.
Yeah. Because it was just on to the next thing.
and that's the thing. Like they
Scalpel in the foot, you just keep going. Finish
well,
the
just
surgery.
like with the human trafficking situation with the girl with the bang, she's like trying to keep this girl in.
Yep.
They left on to the next one.
Yep.
Like,
I love McKay. Someone said that they saw her in an airport.
Wait, which one is McKay? The bangs?
Red Bangs.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Red bangs.
Who was
Cool.
it?
Don't know any of these names.
I know, but like it's so fast paced. Like Grey's Anatomy, you would know like everyone's name because
I don't know
they
anybody's
make a
name.
whole segment about.
You just
Yes.
they look like this. Like she got red bangs.
Yep.
She got an ankle bracelet. That's all I know.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't heard much about the ankle bracelet.
No, because I think that was sort of a just story arc for
You'll
that
see.
young doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, it comes up.
It comes up.
All
Okay.
right.
You'll
All
see.
right. Cool. Hannah knows all the stuff.
I imagine it has something to do with the custody of her son.
I guess we'll see then. Okay.
Well, that was an interesting sound.
Alrighty.
Okay, so the
I
pit is phenomenal.
I did cry when the family decided to donate the kids' organs. Mm-hmm. I did cry when they did the funeral
Honor
procession,
walk.
the honor
Yep.
walk. Yeah.
Yes.
I did cry.
I cried
sad.
with the little girl.
Oh yes, the little girl that died.
Yes.
Yes.
And when they said that she pushed her into the pool, or not that she pushed her in the pool, but that she
They
was
saved
trying
the
to save
sister.
the sister, and then she drowned,
couldn't
and
get
I was
back
just
up.
like,
Yeah.
oh, I got chills thinking about it. I was just like sitting at the desk
I know.
weeping. And sure, my coworker came up to me. She's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No."
That's like everything you want for your kids to be like so kind and thoughtful and helpful,
Yes.
and yet like at the expense of themselves. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I don't know. You would maybe catch up on the recap of what happened to this family. No, on to the next one.
Yeah.
So it's so quick of your heart.
But I kind of like that because I don't want to dwell on stuff for too long.
Well, and then because I know me and Sarah have talked about it, social media, TikTok, it's 5 seconds or 3 seconds. It's such a short. We have such a short attention span.
Alyssa was just commenting on how I was watching a video
She came in
in
and-
2 times speed. It was just
I walked in the room and I'm just like, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "I'm watching TikTok." I'm like,
I was like, doesn't everybody watch TikTok in 2 times speed?
Sometimes I do.
That's all I do. I only
Because
watch
when
it in
it's
2 times speed.
follow me and follow, I'm like, whoa, get to the.
Oh my gosh,
just
it's so freaking
shut up and get to it.
I don't even know how to watch it in 2 times.
You just
speed.
hold it.
Yeah, you hold on the right side
Okay.
or the left side. I think you can.
I
do
think you
either.
just hold down the screen.
Yeah, you do.
That's wild.
There are some people who talk quickly enough that I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Nick
super
talks
often.
fast. Probably wouldn't have to do it for Nick's video.
So Nick,
He keeps a metronome in his room so that he can talk at 90 beats per minute.
Really?
yes, because
because that's how
he
you-
looked up
That's how you be successful.
the best songs that hit platinum.
Yeah.
They keep it at a certain speed, and he figured out that speed,
It's 90 beats per minute.
90 beats per minute. And he's like, if I can talk at 90 beats per minute, that's how I'm gonna keep my
People's
audience
attention.
Yes,
Wow.
and
he is smart.
it's so stupid, but sometimes
It's those are just those things that's like how a brain works.
Yeah.
Like how do you keep someone's attention? You specifically cater to how someone's brain works.
Yeah.
Like
common sense sometimes is not there. And I just look at him and I'm like, oh, whatever.
well,
Only
what it is.
human, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so getting back to that, the pit, I like how it's
Fast-paced.
just a fast pace.
Yeah.
You
Even-
get your heart into it, and then it's like, oh, on to the next case. What's this one going to be about? What's this one?
There was even a comment by the butt chin doctor who said with the floppy hair, butt chin and the floppy hair. I do believe he's on drugs now.
Langdon?
After that conversation that he had with his wife and the kid, I do believe something's going on there that's shady. Anyways,
No.
I forgot what I was
I
going to
love
say.
Langdon.
No. There's something going on. Anyways, he said it's most common in an ER to be pulled away from a patient every 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
That's the average time that you spend with someone.
Yeah.
So I do like that is really showcased.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
And
so.
oh my gosh, I just love Dr. Robbie because he has to be on top of his game and help everyone. And I'm just that's so, I never realized how you have to, when the patients were like, can you please sit in with us? And he's like, of course. And he's like, yeah, of course. When I'm sure he's like, I need to do the next. He's like, I gotta get the heck out of here.
Right.
Yeah.
And but he gives them his heart, and then he goes on the next one, and then when Langdon was tongue lashing
Yes.
Oh,
Ponytail girl.
I liked when Robbie yelled at the butt chin guy. I thought
Yeah, but, that's what
got
I'm
me
saying.
going. I was like, oh
at
yeah,
your heart is in one room,
right.
you're teaching moments here, and then he's teaching you can't teach people like that.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm I hope on your days off
just
you
'cause-
literally just don't do anything, just zone
That's
out.
that one girl. Well, she was pregnant. Now she's not.
Collins.
The one. Okay, with the short hair. With
Do
the
you
shaved
ever know
head.
anybody's
I
name?
don't know anybody's name. I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Pregnant.
She said when the guy that came with the finger cut off,
Yeah.
the psychology guy, he was like, oh, so what do you do in your free time? She's like, I sleep. Like I sit and watch TV. Like I do nothing. Like I'm
Yeah.
doing nothing when I'm not here. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he was hitting on her?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, she's
But
gorgeous,
those looks
but
that
like,
he was giving her. Oh yeah.
I'm just like, that's so ballsy.
Which, like, imagine
to
now you
do.
have like a third less of a finger, and you're like hitting on somebody, and you're in the ER. Wow, it's brave.
Like, I think it's an underestimated injury, like losing a fingertip.
Yeah.
Like, what if you play guitar? What if you, like, I work with my hands all day long, you know? What if your hairstylist, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Artists
feel
use their
off.
hands. Yeah. It
Yeah, I
would-
wonder how the nerve endings change after
Yeah.
that.
Probably
and
be,
like all
so
of the,
numb.
it's such a small injury, but like all of the physical therapy that has to go into like relearning
use it.
making this the tip of your finger instead of
Right.
this the tip of your finger. And the finger pads are just so sensitive. If you ever get cut like right there and you have to get like lidocaine, it's like just the most sensitive part of your body. Anyway,
Yeah,
it's an underestimated injury.
totally.
I just remember people in like middle school be like, you don't need your pinky toe. You can just have it cut off.
Oh my gosh,
And
but have you ever broken your pinky toe? Because that's
Ow.
like you have to
No.
learn how to walk again.
Really?
I've broken both of my pinky toes. And both times I was like, I can't even walk. Like I'm off balance because my pinky toe's not working right. Like things are happening down here.
I just don't want to lose anything.
Okay. I have,
Okay.
now that we're talking about broken pinky toes, I was in church. I was wearing flip flops and I stubbed my pinky toe
Oof.
so freaking hard
Yep.
on the church pew. And I'm pretty sure I broke it.
Yep.
Like,
Oh my
like
God.
up into my foot bone.
Oh my god.
And mom never took me to the doctor.
Those
Could
are one
you
of those
believe
things where they can't really do much for pinky toes.
Exactly. But anyway, it was like 6 months later. And I think I had like strep throat the next week. And so I like mentioned my pinky toe and she's like, well, we can't really do much for it. We'd like buddy tape it together or whatever. And like 6 months later, I went to the doctor for something else. And the same nurse practitioner walks in. She's like, how's your pinky toe doing? And I was like,
Thank you for remembering.
thank you. You remembered my pinky toe? And I went home and I told my dad, I'm like, Dad, I just had the best visit with my doctor today. Like, she came in and that was like 6 months ago. I forgot about my pinky toe and she remembered it. And he's like, that's because it's in the chart.
Yeah, but even still, like,
I was like, oh.
Oh,
yeah, but even
not
still,
special.
Like, and that, like, people never say that stuff.
Yeah.
6 months
know.
later,
Yeah.
people never say that stuff.
Anyway,
I'm
I felt
on your
very
side.
I felt very special. And my
Good.
dad's just like,
Ruiner.
it's in the chart.
Well, I have a pretty good memory, so I think like a lot of my clients, they didn't come for my haircuts.
You do have a good memory.
They came for, oh, how's your dog doing? Or like,
Yeah.
and they're like, wow, you remember.
That's like so underrated.
It is.
To have a good memory like that, because I don't, and I have to usually put it in my calendar.
As
like-
evidenced by the fact that you've been watching 7 episodes of a TV show and still don't know anybody's name.
I know, but I'm saying like if I have to, so like a friend of ours, if something's going on in their life, then I have to put in my calendar like check on such and such about this thing. Otherwise, I will forget. I'm like the day will come and go, and I will not like. I just,
Oh, how's your so-and-so? She died.
Yeah, I'll just completely forget, and then like weeks later, I'll be like, oh, you know what? There was that thing from so and so, and then I'll text him and be like, yeah, this is like old news. Like, yeah. So it's underrated to have a really good memory.
Well, you'll
Bless you
rattle
guys
off
with a
names
good
of
memory.
actresses and like actors and all of the movies they've been in, and I'm like,
Impressive.
I don't know how you do that, but it is kind of your hobby.
It is.
Yeah, it is.
If I could get paid for it, that'd be nice.
You could make an Instagram, TikTok about the stuff that you like learn about.
I know,
people.
but like everyone who like does celebrity gossip, they get trashed.
That's true.
Because I mean, Nuha, we
don't
saw
put
it
your
with.
face on it.
Nuha.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's my
she's-
favorite TikToker about like
Is she your favorite still? Because she got called out, kind of like saying that she was paid
No,
for that
I
stuff.
still love her and support her. And
Okay.
she was kind of, they thought she was a little one-sided on the Justin and Blake Baldoni case, that she was favoring Blake, and they're like, oh, Blake's PR team paid her.
Yeah.
But now everyone's like, hey, no one sees anything anymore.
Because she hired that ex-CIA guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, suddenly nothing is on the internet about the
Nothing.
drama.
And then, did you guys see the new A Simple Favor 2 red carpet?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
Yes, I did.
Did you see her and Anna answering questions, and Anna's just standing there, literally
How's
like,
it like working with Blake? Oh, and then
then
she
walks
walks away. And then they're like, hey, Blake, how's it like working with Anna?
it's the best.
She's just wonderful.
And then they're standing on stage and Blake is like, I love Capri. Everything's great. And we need to film in Capri and all of this stuff. And Anna's literally just like standing there, just like holding the microphone.
Because Blake,
She
she not
takes
just
over.
does she not just like notice like, hey, this is kind of what got you in trouble?
in the first place.
I think that's her trying to fix it and be better.
But she did it with,
She
it ends with us.
She
Like,
thinks
she
that
didn't let
she's
her
charismatic.
Yes.
And she's not.
She didn't let that poor girl.
I thought you were on her side. And I was like,
No, I'm saying she thinks she's charismatic.
Yeah.
She thinks she's got the riz. And so she's like really hamming it up still. And we're like, girl, that's what got you in trouble in the first place.
yes.
And
Like,
it was
she was talking to that
surprising.
male co-star, and she was like,
Atlas.
she was talking about like, no, the
new one,
guy in
The
this-
Simple Favor.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And she was like, oh, sorry, my boobs are falling out. And he's just like, oh. I'm like,
Seriously?
girl,
I didn't see that.
stop. Yeah. She's like, oh, don't worry, they're tucked in tight. And I'm just like, stop touching your boobs in front of this guy.
I would
who's
never
probably
do
married
that
when you're married.
Wow.
I would never do that in front of a male coworker.
No.
Like talk about my boobs or like, oh, this bra is really tight on me. Like, ugh, what?
Well, then it just kind of shows that Justin, because, she'd write this text.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm literally just bawling my eyes out because my wife and kids are leaving. Like, he had to like, hey, I'm married, I have a wife and kids, love them very much. And she was like, she had a weird text message towards him.
Yes, and I cannot wait to see the text messages that just got subpoenaed.
Well, look on his website. The website's out.
That's so
You can
hard to
see
read.
his- Oh.
It's very hard to read. Candace Owens. I hate Candace Owens. I hate her so much. But
Yeah, but even
damn,
her stuff
she's a
seems
good
to be like getting
journalist.
censored now because even her
Yes.
stuff's not out in
Yeah.
the algorithm anymore.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that
That
CIA,
CIA
thing.
guy is
Yeah.
working hard.
Yeah, he is working hard. Which
don't know.
you'd have to be because there's a lot of stuff out there.
Who hired a
so.
CIA agent?
Blake.
Blake Lively.
Oh, trying to turn the narrative.
Supposedly her and Ryan are separated now.
Yeah, because I was like, where is he on the red
Yeah,
carpet?
he was on the red carpet. Did you see his SNL joke that he made
Yeah.
at the thing? And she's just like,
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying?
yeah.
And then the people were like, how hurtful would that be that you're going through this awful case, you're being dragged, and your husband just makes like a light joke of it.
Well, and he's literally also being dragged
Yeah.
for
Yes.
that commentary that he's been making their whole relationship, and then he's continuing to do it. And it's
Well,
kinda
and then like
God,
the
get some,
whole
like,
Deadpool
self-
thing where he dressed up as Nice Pool.
Right.
Yes.
And
I did not understand that when you were explaining it to me, but I saw a clip of it. I'm like,
Yes.
okay.
and now
Yeah,
they're
you
saying
really
that
have to
he
see
like
it.
wore like a prosthetic nose because Justin's nose.
Okay, I gotta say, I finally watched It Ends With Us on the plane to
Oh!
Florida.
And
The chemistry between Blake and Justin, like,
is good.
it was spicy.
It is good.
It was believable. Like,
Yeah.
I can see why they may have fallen in love with each other.
Maybe she caught it and he was just like,
I don't know if he did. I guess
I don't
don't
think
know.
he did.
It seems like when you watch his like him when he's the director, or like when he's setting up a scene, like his demeanor is so much different than when he's like in the scene.
you probably didn't see the one scene where they're like slow dancing.
Yes, I did.
and
then
go watch his work on Jane the Virgin, like also top tier, also sexy. So I think that's just him.
yeah.
He's just
Well, I can
sexy.
see why
But she
Blake
was
got
like,
feelings.
they're slow dancing for the
Right.
scene, and she's like being flirty, and he's just kind of like, back. And then once the scene cut, he like drops her and is like, all right. And she just kind of looks at back and like,
and
what,
she
what just
like her
happened?
smile just like slowly falls, and she's like kind of looking around.
What just happened? Like,
Yeah. So
I think she's just so used to being the hot girl.
Yeah.
Because she
Right.
has been most of her
right,
shows, her
like she's
movies.
coveted.
Yes.
She's the hot girl.
Yeah.
Because I love that movie with Justin Long, where he made up a fake college. Do you know?
Oh yes. Yep.
But she was the hot girl in that movie.
Is she? Oh, I don't remember.
Yep, he's trying to impress the girl.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that she was in that.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay. I'll have to look that up. That's a good movie.
So I think like when Justin just kind of drops her, she's just kind of like, what just happened?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
So yeah,
I
I'm
don't
curious
know.
to see where that case goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And it was interesting when they're subpoenaing the text messages, they said Verizon, AT&T, and what's the other big one?
Mint Mobile.
No. They
They
don't
don't
even
even have
use Mint
Mint.
Mobile. That was what I was like, what? They're subpoenaing Blake's text messages and they don't use Mint Mobile?
Yeah. They don't even use their own phone company.
That's wild.
Honestly,
Which, like, not surprising to me
No.
at all.
Yeah.
that's just
that's
like
such
Paris
a-
Hilton. She's trying to like make Motorola Razr, the flip phone, to be the new phone,
Oh.
and everyone's like, "Girl, you lying?"
Like, there's no way she doesn't use an iPhone.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you seen the trend of people going back to flip phones?
Like
I would
actual
love that.
flip phones.
Yeah. Like, there's
No
a...
touchscreen.
No, I don't think so. It has like the front camera screen where you can see, like, it'll display time and if you have alerts or whatever. But you open it up and it's got like the full keyboard. It's just a flip phone.
I would get that for Carver before I'd get him an iPhone.
Same.
Yeah.
Gus is already asking for iPhones, and he asked me the other day. He's like, "Dad's gonna teach me how to edit videos. I need a laptop. You should buy." And I was like, "Heck no! You're 8 years old. Don't even talk to me right now."
That's funny.
I was in like college before I had a laptop. Like, don't talk to me about this. Get away.
I don't even. My first phone. I think
I
I
was
was
like
like,
middle school, like 8th grade maybe,
really?
or 9th grade even. I think I was 9th grade. I bet.
I got it for my
Junior.
16th birthday.
Oh, well, I didn't have like good friends that I needed to be like texting. I would just call them and be like, "Hey, you want to have a sleepover?" And they're like, "Yeah." And, okay, great. That's it. Done.
Old school.
Yeah. I mean, didn't really need it, I guess.
Yeah.
Catherine probably had one before I did, I bet. Actually, maybe she didn't. Maybe she was in. I don't. We'll have to have a conversation about this. I don't recall.
Interesting. I think I was like a junior, but I used my
high
mom's
school?
phone, and so I would take her phone to school.
Oh, Hannah.
Yeah, but
What
like
would
no,
you even do?
exactly. I just wanted it because everyone else had a phone. I'm like, no, here's
Oh,
mine.
that's fair. That's fair.
And then the battery was low, and like when your battery was low on a phone, like you couldn't silence it.
Yeah. Beep, beep, beep. Yeah.
It was worse than that. It was like or something because
Really?
the teacher's like, "What is that? Like a dying turkey? Someone turn that shit off." And you
You're
don't want to make like an
chaos.
obvious like,
Yes.
"Oh, it's me!" Like
Yeah.
just silently grab it in my
Just grab it.
backpack and just like,
What? Huh.
yeah.
I don't remember that. Interesting.
This has been an interesting episode. Documentaries, the Pitt.
Blake Lively
Blake Lively.
I know we keep going with this Blake Lively
Sorry,
stuff, but
we're gonna be talking about this probably
I think
Forever.
it's just fascinating. So like we as normal people have all these problems and drama, and then it's just fascinating. I think to
a
always
celebs drama.
realize, that celebrities are just also people and have also like human drama.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's just fascinating. I don't know. It's just interesting.
Yeah. I always like those Us Weekly. They're just like us.
Yeah.
And it's like celebrities' hair blowing in the wind as they're holding their coffee. And I'm like, yeah, they're not as glamorous.
Right.
Just kidding.
Yeah, that's kind of true though. They are just people.
Yep.
I can't fathom that
I know.
they're just people.
I know. It's weird.
They're just like these fictional.
I know. I said that.
Well,
when
some
we
of them
went
are in
to-
like Delululand, like J-Lo.
Yeah.
Meghan Markle's thing. Have you been seeing
Oh
that?
my
They're just
gosh. Her
ripping
Netflix
her
thing.
Netflix show apart.
Have you watched it?
I haven't seen it, but I've seen some
Okay,
of
we'll
it.
have to
Clip-
put that on the list.
I keep seeing people cosplay Meghan, and they're just like, I'm Sussex now. Like, I'm not Meghan Markle. I'm Meghan of Sussex.
Oh, so now she wants to be a part of the royal family.
That's where people are getting mad. And they're like, you didn't want the fame. You didn't want anyone looking at you. You hated the royal family, but
Now you're
let's start a Netflix
Sussex.
show. Let's be Sussex. She's just,
She's saying she needs money. She got cut off.
yeah.
I mean, she had a career. Like, why didn't she just go back to acting? Like, she had a good career. She didn't want to do that?
I don't know. But I
guess
think,
that's
like,
fair.
maybe she's just like, she's up here.
Yeah.
What does the husband do? Because he's not royalty anymore, technically, right? What does he do? Does he have a job?
Imagine Harry at like a Walmart.
I just like, does he get
Throwing boxes in the back.
does he get like paid for appearances? Is he like a personality now?
I don't
or
know.
like how do they make money? I'm just curious.
Is it Harry? Is it Harry? Or
I think it's Harry.
I wanted
right?
to say Harry Styles, but
Harry something.
Harry,
Prince Harry.
Prince
Harry.
Prince.
I'm just curious. Like
Prince
how-
Harry,
how
Duke
they
of
make money?
Sussex.
I'm the Duke now.
40 years old, married to Meghan, Duchess of
Sussex.
Sussex.
I didn't know they were 40.
Lilibet. How do you say that?
Lilibet.
Lilibet.
I thought
Lilibet.
I thought it was Beth.
Lilibet.
Oh yeah, Lilibet.
Lilibet.
Is that their daughter's name?
I'm just looking at like.
Because you would think like if he didn't leave the royal family, then he would probably get like a stipend every month, right?
Maybe.
For them to live on,
Maybe.
and then he would be holden to like certain commitments and stuff of the royal family or whatever. But I'm just
Since he
curious.
doesn't do that.
Right, like I'm curious how he makes money, how they make money.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure she still makes stuff from Suits, right? But I don't know, not enough
I
to
don't
maybe
know.
sustain the lifestyle that they seem to be living in, unless that's not their real house, that's a show house.
Yeah, that's what people are claiming. Like, it's not her house, it's a set.
I'm sure.
Okay. Earns money through a variety of sources, including book deals, lucrative partners with Netflix and Spotify, speaking engagements, and a chief impact officer role at Better Up.
What's that?
I don't know.
Interesting.
The
For just
Spotify
her,
thing.
for him. That's how she earns money.
It's a Silicon Valley startup. Better Up. He's also the founder of Invictus Games, a sporting event for wounded, injured, and sick military personnel.
That's cool.
The Archwell Charitable Foundation. And then Megan launched a lifestyle brand.
Didn't she have a podcast?
I don't know.
And it like hit #1 and people were like, it's more like it's #1 over Joe Rogan.
Everybody always says that when a podcast goes to #1 and it like is there for 2 days and then Joe Rogan's back at #1.
And then because I think she got,
Wait, why? What was she saying that was so cool?
I think they were like, this is Meghan Markle. She's supposed to have like higher up people. Like she was supposed to get like all these people, but she didn't get the people that she was hoping for, like royals.
Guests.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, if she had left the royal family, why would anyone assume that she could get the royal family to like be on her podcast?
And a podcast is kind of not saying podcasts are trashy because I'm currently on one, but like
That's not like it's not like an actual news source. If someone's looking for like interviews,
right? And it's not a recognized like.
Well,
so
and
if
like
you want to
talk-
make if the royal queen. Would never go on a podcast,
right?
No, could you imagine?
That's just not the way to communicate with the world.
Even
it's
with like
all
talk
so filtered.
shows, like Jennifer Hudson's and Kelly Clarkson, like they have to stay like media, like
They have media training.
Yes,
And they have approved questions and topics.
not only,
and
but
stuff.
they have to be on like every platform because like the whole Jennifer Hudson walk, like that's kind of viral on TikTok.
Why?
When she has a guest come, she has her staff like chant and
Why is
hype
that
them
an eye
up.
roll?
Huh?
Why is it an eye roll?
It's
I
not
feel
an
like
eye roll.
nice. Oh, I thought you said it was an eye roll.
No, it's viral. It goes viral on
Oh,
TikTok.
I see.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Like that Aaron Pierre, that's Mufasa.
We didn't hear.
And he had like a big old wiener just swinging. She had to disable the comments because people were like, "Hey, Aaron Pierre, how you doing?"
What?
He didn't mean
we'll
to.
discuss more after the podcast.
He was just
Yeah, we need to. I don't know why he's not wearing compression underwear. Just tuck that in, guy.
blessed, I guess. I don't.
I mean, good for him. But tuck that in, guy. Like, whew.
But yeah, and then Kelly Clarkson, she always does like a cover, I think, before an episode.
Yeah.
And when she covers Chapel, I'm just like, oh, you do it so good.
Yes,
She does everything good.
yes, karaoke.
Annoying.
Yeah,
So yeah, I think if like Megan was like near that, like if she showed any amount of personality like they
Yeah.
do, maybe she would.
yeah.
But she's
She
She's
seems
not
to
even.
have no personality.
Yeah,
not really. No.
but she doesn't even go on like talk shows like that.
I think she wants to,
I
like,
don't know
she
if
probably
she
has like a
can.
thing like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about
I would
what
imagine
everybody
that-
wants to hear
There
about.
was probably a contract that she had to sign about like stuff that she couldn't talk about when it comes to like
Anything.
the stuff about her leaving the royal
Yeah,
family
which is
stuff
what
and
everybody
everything.
wants to hear.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would imagine that there's. Which
Oh,
is why
and then
they
I
only
think
did
they
that
got,
one
like-
interview with Oprah or whatever.
They got trashed for it
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they were so hypocritical.
Yeah,
So I don't know. Can't do anything right. So
yeah.
what do you do?
What do you do?
Not a lot. I'll tell you that.
Okay,
And on that,
and on that,
kind of another crazy episode.
yeah,
You know, sorry, we're kind of all over the place there, but
that's okay.
What did we talk about first? Documentaries? Okay. We haven't done emojis.
Well, we haven't done that in a while.
So if you made it to the end of this episode, I will be like a film emoji, like a video.
Like the
Camera.
old school camera.
Old school camera emoji.
Video camera.
I will be a needle, a shot for the pit.
I didn't really say much in this episode, so I don't really know what I should be. Just leave me a ghost. Because I'd just be sitting silent.
No, do the yawn emoji if you heard her.
Yeah, do the yawn, because I have been just yawning.
She's a yawner. Sure. She's a yawner. Okay.
Perfect.
This has been Calissa.
Hannah.
And Sarah.
Bye.